We are happy to announce that this episode of the SWW Show is partially brought to you by Humble Bundle. Well, not really. We are part of the Humble Bundle referral program, and we just wanted to say that if you like really cheap games and maybe helping charity pending the Humble thing going on, all you have to do is go to humblebundle.com/partner equals SWW. That's right, humblebundle.com/partner equals SWW. And you just do your normal stuff, and it just kind of helps us get a couple bucks here and there. Maybe it helps AJ get his lights, maybe it's Mike camera, maybe we actually pay Corey for helping us out. But again, if you're going to go buy games anyway, it might be worth checking out.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 56 of the SWW Show. It's me, AJ. I got Mike alongside me. We're playing, I timed out. We're playing Crazy 8s on Discord, and this is interesting.
Yeah. It's one of the, I do enjoy this kind of while we're doing something while recording. It's kind of a nice little, especially like brainless. Like I must say we do an actual game. I enjoy this like brainless stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to keep focused kind of both. But yeah, this is episode 56. Yeah, I want to start by everything we shout out with. I want to start with the thing I was shouting out at the top of the show. I want to say hi to a friend of Mr. Dan's wedding was this weekend. I just wanted to shout him out for that one. Would you believe someone actually chose to spend like a long time with him?
I mean, he lives in Wisconsin. Let's be real.
That's fair.
It's
that's
either
fair.
Forever or
until the bar
it's
closes.
Yeah, it's about 2 weeks.
But yeah, I just wanted to shout that one out to get us started. Let's start with some fun stuff. Oh, what have we played? There is something we can't talk about. I think we'll be talking about next time.
Well, yeah, maybe next episode. We definitely can't talk about it this episode. The only thing that I can say.
Are you enjoying the thing?
It's okay. I'll give you that. It's a sequel to a fairly popular franchise.
Yeah. I think that's probably the level we say. I agree. That's probably a good way of calling it.
Or at least it's a very dedicated fan base.
Yeah. I think it is hard to tell if it's not. Yeah. That is probably the accurate way. Of a game that I think gets a bad rap. I think is it a sequel? It is okay. I'm gonna be excited we can actually talk about this.
Well, notice I said sequel because I am not. You know what it is.
Yeah, and you guys and Mike can think of like how to describe it as like.
Yeah, how do we talk about this? Because it's not the easiest thing in the world to skate around, especially when we're doing something like this. But I'll say this. I don't know if you've had a chance to hop into it yet. I played a little bit before the show. The combat feels like it always has, which for this series I think is far and away the benefactor of the systems involved.
Yeah, I have to say, I think that's to me, that's a net good thing. If you said that to me, I'd be like, oh, that sounds great. Like, not my favorite series by any stretch, but like totally competent, right? I think it was just kind of a bad timing for anything.
Yeah, I'll say my history with this franchise is I want to enjoy it more than I have.
Mm-hmm.
And as such, I'm hoping this is the one that brings me in.
Yeah, I'd be curious if it does. I do think on paper, like, it fits my sensibilities more, but I think it's something for you that I think, like, I feel like you should be able to get enjoyment out of.
I mean, yeah, I should 100% enjoy this series more than I do. It's kind of a bummer that I don't. But I think the problem is these games are always way bigger than they need to be. And that's for a reason, right? Like, these games are made to last a very long time. And I really enjoyed the first one for some of the special stuff that it did in terms of the setting of the game. I think now it's a little harder to... What's the proper way to put it? This franchise is tough to tackle because of current events.
Yeah.
Like, the first game came out at a time where
those events were different.
You were like, okay, this is kind of a ridiculous storyline.
And then life happened.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
Before we get into the big one, I just want to say, it says here, I know you've been playing a bunch of Battlefield some more. Is there anything else on Battlefield that you wanted to shout that's just not it's Battlefield? Go check it out.
I will say this. I've been slowly, and I mean it in the most literal sense, slowly, unlocking Battlefield, like, they're called portal guns. It's old Battlefield games.
Oh, interesting.
So,
I think
like,
I remember them talking about this. I forgot that was a thing in it.
They have, like, the Gauss Super Magnum from Bad Company 2, which, for people that played Bad Company 2 online, is one of the best sniper rifles Battlefield has ever made.
Yeah.
And, you know, the specialty that the Battlefield games have had in previous years has always been this kind of, well, since they moved away from the Bad Company 2 era of just, you can literally blow a wall or blow a hole in anything. You know, it's a little more restrictive now, in the sense that, like, you can't necessarily raise a building the same way that you could, but you can absolutely just fucking put holes in anything, and that's always great. That's always fun to do. But yeah, I've unlocked a crossbow, which I'm always happy about in those games, just the stupid weapons.
They're not practical, but I do understand the enjoyment of using them.
Yeah, I mean, like, what was it? Battlefield 4 had the bow. Like, it was literally a compound bow, and you could spec it out to be, like, this great anti-tank weapon with basically a rocket launcher on the front of it, and hilarity would ensue when you would tag someone with it.
Also, I think I'm convinced I'm supposed to win all these games.
Yeah, I think the first person has a huge advantage.
Why do you say that? I just...
But yeah, I mean, Battlefield is Battlefield, right? Like, they have accepted their fate, I think, that, you know...
They're the second tier shooter.
Well, it's, you know, the only people playing Battlefield are people that are diehard Battlefield fans.
But hear me out. If they just did release a broken Battlefield last year, I would have I want to like modern Battlefield.
I mean, the funny thing is, like, the best part of 2042 isn't 2042.
Right, that's what I mean. Like,
it's all the Portal stuff. It's being able to hop in and being like, okay.
Which I think says something if they can't, like, if the game they make people don't care about, I think that there's at least a problem.
Yeah, I mean, like, at launch, right, the popular user-made maps were like, you know, oh, it's 12 2042 players and 100 1942 zombies. And so those are just stupid fun. And that is that still rings true. Like, you know, it's a it's still just that stupid ridiculousness, and it benefits from that, honestly.
Nice. I want to then, let's talk about it. I have played a little ton of Diablo 4. I'm probably like 50-ish hours into that game. That sounds right.
Are you level 50 yet?
I am like 49.
So you better hit that 50.
I was about to say, then there's 200 Paragon levels, which is just like a quarter of each level is how it works, in my understanding.
Well, not only that, isn't it if you don't get to world level 2 that your progress doesn't carry over? There's something weird with
stuff. That's seasonal stuff. I don't really do the seasonal stuff though as much.
There's something weird with like character stuff isn't going to carry over unless.
No, so it is. It's what they did with Diablo 3. So what it is that, to whenever a new season comes out, if you want to play that seasonal content, you have to make a new character, and then once you finish that, it goes into what's considered the Eternal or whatever realm that is, and that's the like characters that just exist and eat forever. That's what it is. So if you want to play seasonal content, each season you have to make a new character. Which is why I don't really get into it that much, because that to me seems like a hassle, personally.
Yeah.
But it's Diablo. I think I have one of my big problems. So this is gonna sound like a weird. So Diablo has a mount, right? So like a horse you go around the world in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't unlock it till you beat the game. But they shove it in your face the entire time this thing exists. And like, why even why? Like,
you know, I did hear that, and yeah, I thought it was
like either don't show me the stable exists, which would be fine, or don't block it till the game is beaten. Like, I don't understand though why are you showing this to me, but then making me wait 50 hours to use this thing.
That's the same problem with Jedi Fallen Order or Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
They have a like, oh, it's stable on one of the planets, on the main planet. They never explain what it's for.
Of course.
So you're just like, okay, so what do I...
Right.
You know.
Like, this I only noticed when you beat the game, so I looked it up, because I was very much like, what am I... Because it gives a quest name, but you're like, when do I get this quest? Like, it's not like it... Like, or... You know, I wish it did. It's a quest name, but when I talk to the guy, it gives me the quest. Then I'd get it, right?
Yeah.
Like... You know, Diablo plays, I think, really well. I think there is some balance problems I don't think are amazing. So there's 4 world tiers. I'm on world tier 2. It's the highest you can do until you get to level cap. And honestly, because I play it solo majority of the time, it is... I die once in a while, but it's because like I'm being stupid. Like, I feel like I could avoid death in this game 99% of the time pretty easily. Like, I wish they gave me more difficulty options, kind of, to at least let me, because, like, to me, like, I don't understand this, like, why are you holding it back? But I'm
yeah, that's, so, here's my problem with these games, right, is they are, well, especially these modern, like, it has to be online.
Oh, don't care, that's my next complaint, this sucker has to be online. Like, they get DDoS attacked. Twice they've gotten.
Well, and it's so unrelenting in the sense that, like, how many times have we read stories where, like, what was it? The first player to get to 50 on stream, their character got killed.
Mm-hmm.
And then, lag. No, it was a server shutdown, I think.
Okay.
It was, yeah. It was a rather unfortunate event. And then there was a guy that had like 140 something hours in a hardcore character and lost it due to a disconnect.
Yeah, like that stuff where it's like this, like I don't have a problem with the game having an online option, but like I feel like there should be some sort of like offline mode on this. And their argument is, well, the progression crosses. Great, just put a thing to like if I play it offline, I don't get my character across, like,
Just
like, yeah.
just do the Hitman approach, where if you happen to lose connection, it tells you, it pauses the game, and then it's like, okay, what do you want to do? You can continue and play in offline mode and none of this stuff will carry over, or you can try to reconnect.
Which you get that part I have a problem. Like I wish there, to me, the way that I'd handle it is it lets me keep playing, and then unless I get back online before I turn it off, then you should let me upload the data. I feel like, but
Yeah,
that to me would be the kind of the way you solve that problem. Also, I don't understand why this game has to be online. I'm gonna be point blank. I don't understand why this game fundamentally has to be online.
yeah, I just don't.
Also, I'm gonna say the thing too. So people are talking about this Diablo story. I have played a lot of this game. I don't understand why anyone cares about this story.
I mean, why? Yeah, why does anyone care about a Diablo story? Like,
But like you've heard all people online, I feel like too, of people talking about it. Like this, like the story was this. I'm like, it's devil comes to earth type. You can imagine the story. Like it's not like, I don't know, like I play Diablo because of the loot and the gameplay and that, like, and I think that's really well done. And that's what I'd say. It's still a game, right? It's still Diablo.
you play Diablo for the same reason that people play the game that we can't talk about.
Yes, with the 100%.
We can say that much.
That's 100% true.
And, you know, 3 years ago, I would be down for games like this because I had the time.
Mm-hmm.
I have just made myself so busy during the week that, like, my only days that I don't have something after work are Monday and Friday. So Tuesday through Thursday, I have something after work, and so I'm kind of booked basically those 3 days. So if I want to do anything, I have a very small window. So in order to accommodate that small window, I'm playing games like Battlefield where I can hop into a, 10-minute TDM, get my rocks off with that, and then go from there, like, and then go do whatever I have to do. So,
Oh, so yeah. Let's jump into what we have seen. We got a list here. Is there any? I want to start with the one that I am the most curious about because I've been debating it. Asteroid City.
it was a good time.
People don't know this is the next one from for Wes Anderson, and it stars. I'm assuming most of the usual Wes Anderson cast.
Yeah.
What is it about? Like I feel like I've watched these trailers and I'm still not fully sure what it's about. I feel like it's because it's Wes Anderson is why I'm interested in it.
To tell you what it's about is to give away the whole vibe.
Okay.
So I would say just keep an open mind going into it.
And just go. Would you help people to go into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but that's because I'm a movie perv, and Wes Anderson movies tickle that itch of, hey, here's at one
Here's
point
just characters
at one point in time, here are like leading characters in 4 or 5 different franchises in this one movie. Right, and
It does sound like how Wes Anderson functions. It's interesting to me how Wes Anderson looks like Christopher Nolan gets this pull too, right? Of like, as we'll eventually see with Oppenheimer, right? But he gets this pull of like, he gets a bunch of A-listers. But his movies like make money of prestige. Wes Anderson, I feel like is this weird guy where he's like not quite indie, but like real close to indie, but like he still gets the same pull as massive directors do.
I mean, it's art, right?
Yeah.
It's for the sake of art, and in a way, I'm perfectly fine with that, right? Because the thing that makes movies special is the ability in them to let you disconnect, right? And it's hard to disconnect when every movie is part of a franchise.
Right.
And you're like, okay, so this guy is this character, and
He was in this other thing.
Yeah. Okay, the friendship here is this. You know, it's like, oh, who did I tell you? I told you. It was during the Flash review.
Right.
That DC is for people who fuck. And Marvel is for comic book virgins. Because you have to do so much research just to understand what's going on. No wonder Secret Invasion has the second worst numbers.
Which I didn't put down here. I've watched episode 2 this morning. I think it's fine. I generally think it's one of the higher quality TV shows, but I totally get what you're saying of like, yeah, it's that problem.
Yeah, the quality isn't anything, has never been the knock against it. It's just been people going, oh my god, I need to watch
50 things.
This show to make sure that, I understand this one character that's in a show that they're not going to reference until 4 movies from now. And you're just like, dude, I just don't care. I mean, as soon as they announced the shows, right? That was my point.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm like, I can do the 1 or 2 movies a year to kind of understand what's going on. But the blatant disrespect that Marvel has for people's time is so astounding. Right?
It is because it is like a time currency problem of that, of
everything that they do, that Marvel does, is solely on the back of, well, if we can get people only watching our stuff, right? And so you're just like, they force you to be invested. It's the same argument behind like Apple, right? Where Apple makes you get so invested in their ecosystem that it's just too expensive to get out of it, unless you do it right away. And Marvel's the same way. It's just everyone is so, it's, sunk cost fallacy at this point, right? Like, I'm going to watch it because
it controls Hollywood.
Well, it's more of, I'm going to watch it because what else can I do, right? Like, am I going to watch, am I going to watch the local news? Oh, well, they've got an ARG with scrolls on showing up on local news stations.
Because they own the...
Yeah, I mean, because they own everything.
Before we get to the big thing on both of our lists, by the way, I did want to shout out what might be one of the worst movies I have seen in a long, long time.
What's that?
Are you familiar with Tiptoes?
No. Maybe if you start explaining it, but I don't recognize the name.
So it is Gary Oldman. It is Matthew McConaughey. Here's the real pitch: is that Matthew McConaughey, is the relationship has a secret but the secret when he as he gets closer to his girlfriend is that all of his families are little people, including Peter Dinklage. The thing that makes this movie blow my mind is, so Peter Dinklage being a little person and them starring little people you've seen throughout Hollywood makes sense, right? Gary Oldman's a little person in this movie.
Is it like a forced perspective? Like, how do they?
No, he's in a cane,
know?
and you just tell that he's probably on his knees the whole time. Like he's standing next to Peter Dinklage, and it's like, what? Why? Why is this a thing?
Yeah, like, is it? Why can't you just? What's stopping you from getting literally any other?
Or just right, or just don't have and also the thing that's blows my mind is every other little person in this film is played by a little person. Gary Oldman is Gary Oldman.
Yeah, so that's wholly a, you know, a hire because you wanted Gary Oldman.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. That's what it is. But it still blows my mind that that was a thing. Also, I do not recommend this movie for anyone. Like, I just want to point out, it's an atrocious movie. I just wanted to shout out because it was so insane when I saw that I couldn't leave that in.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Cool. Yeah, I'd say let's do it. AJ, let's talk about it. We have both seen the Spider-Verse.
The Spoderverse.
I'm assuming you broadly speaking liked as much as I did.
You know, I was trying to explain it to someone how I felt about it because I'm very conflicted.
I think there's a validity to this confliction on it.
I wanted to be into this movie so bad. Right? And it led me astray. Right?
You
All
could
I
tell
wanted.
that there's a sequel coming. Like you could just like
Yeah, it literally the build up, I'm like, okay, this movie's like hauling ass now. And literally smash cut at the end of it. We'll be back in March 24 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh. You know, it's like paying a woman of the night to get you right to the edge, and then she just walks out.
And I will point out, that moment you're supposed to talk about, I generally think is a very hype moment in that film. The issue is, and you're just like, and go to black.
Absolutely. Like, the movie takes a change.
And like, so stuff that's obviously not spoiler. There's a lot more Spider-Man in this film. I think they're really good. I think I enjoy it. The character growth, I think, is very interesting the way they handled some of that. As a whole, though, I think it is one of the better films I've seen this year. I think for sure, but I do think there's a lot of problems just because of that too. But
yeah, there's definitely this like, you know, yeah, I don't want to spoil anything about it.
Right, this one's just kind of a
where it's just like, okay, the integrity of I want to talk in Flash terms because I think that would be easier, but it would also give away Spider-Verse. But you know, kind of the sacred integrity of the character of Miles Morales kind of gets messed with in this movie.
Yeah.
And
but I do enjoy how they handle it too, for the record, right? Like I do think I enjoy this way they treat Miles as like there's so as we're saying, Miles is treated as a different Spider-Man because he's Miles Morales, right? And that makes sense. The one thing that I want, very mild spoilers, so people just aware. Don't know how I feel though, because obviously they treat Miles differently, right? Because he's a Miles and not a Peter. Why don't they treat Spider-Gwen differently?
Or Spider-Punk, or
Yeah.
Miguel, or literally anyone that isn't
right.
a
That's
Peter
the
Parker.
part that's weird to me.
Yeah. I mean, they explain it,
concept,
right? Like
they explain it, but I just feel like it's a weird, like, when you think of that in the context of them existing, it's a weirder, like, if they're all Peters, I think it'd be less weird.
Yeah, it's funny how they try so hard to, you know, they have to make a pun, right, of all of these, the inanimate spider objects, right? And it's always a pun on Peter Parker.
But
And
Peters are really, like, probably 60% of Spider-Man or something.
yeah. So, and then it's like, okay, you have a few that are different, which is great. But then, yeah, you're just like, okay, what am I really going for here? Is it the the idea of, okay, my the ones that we want you to care for are going to be different, right? They're not going to be Peter Parkers. They're going to be Gwen Stacy's. They're going to be Miguel O'Hara's. They're going to be Miles Morales. Is that it? Like,
No.
yeah, I think we should. We should definitely record just a straight up spoiler cast, because
Yeah, we should, because I think there's a lot of thoughts there.
there's a
on that.
lot of stuff that I want to talk about, and I just
Yeah.
fear that trying to dance around spoilers is going to hinder the way that I can explain something.
No, that's valid. We'll put something on the books. But yeah, I think that's all the stuff kind of on that list looking we all have to do that I wanted to shout out. Unless there's anything else that you feel that you wanted to say about.
No, I've just been watching the great Tony Bourdain, his Parts Unknown series on Max.
Nice.
No one makes a better travel show than a guy that hates making travel shows.
It is funny because you can just tell how much the moments he hates it.
It's the perfect example of, you look at traditional travel television, right? And it's just so many instances of, okay, everything here is manicured. And that doesn't fly with Tony Bourdain.
Nope.
He wants to hang with the guerrilla fighters. He wants to.
I am curious how much the insurance was on that show, honestly.
From the sounds of it, in the behind the scenes stuff that I've seen, it was very difficult to do basically anything.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I mean, it doesn't help that, CNN was the network backing it. But
Yeah. Cool. Let's jump in. I've seen a lot of wrestling, as people can imagine. I think AEW is still on fire. I'm trying to think of any match.
what kind of fire?
Good fire.
Because judging by their video game, they are on fire in the worst way.
Sure. Game lesson. I'm trying to think. I think there was something really good about as ages ago was that the like Punk crowd return. I think there was a lot of energy there in person. The Saturday show I think is a really good. I think the way they're handling it I think is very interesting so far, and I'll be curious if they keep that momentum going. Also, I think it's good to give more wrestlers kind of a moment to shine, because the AW's had that problem always of like they have too many wrestlers and not enough time to show them off. But we will see if that kind of. I'm really hoping they don't introduce a belt and they just kind of like do what it sounds like they're doing, which is not introducing a unique belt for the show and just kind of pulling stuff in.
I mean, the problem's always been, right, like, Tony Khan has had ROH now for what, a year ish,
Mm-hmm.
and it really feels like the ROH belt has been on AEW more than ROH.
Yeah.
And situations like that where you've got the ability to really go out there and showcase the talent, right? Like that's what it comes down to. There is a certain point where it's just too much wrestling.
Mm-hmm. No, there totally is.
You know, like, hey, it's great that you signed this giant ass roster.
But at a certain point, it's really hard to make
But just
people
be like,
care
hey,
about.
you know what? We're going to sign our top 5 in each division to an exclusive deal. And then we're going to... Everyone else, you have a preferred contract with us, and then you can work all the indies that you want.
Which is kind of what they do.
For some people, yes.
Yeah, and I'm saying like, but like they were better at least than WWE ever was of doing that.
Yeah.
Like by a mile.
I mean, WWE was basically only exclusive deals.
Mm-hmm.
So.
So, the hell is it I want to shout out? It's always good, especially like Chicago shows. AEW obviously have certain energy to them. So.
That's true, but I will echo the sentiment that I saw on Twitter. AEW needs to stop working Chicago.
The only thing though, like this has been our first show of the year. If you look at it, like we haven't had like I agree years past we had more. This is not one of those years we had a lot.
Because the main problem I think that AEW has when they go on the road is there's zero attachment in these cities. Like, you know, why should I don't know, suburban Boston give a shit about AEW when they stop there once every 3 years?
Right.
Meanwhile, it feels like they play Chicago every 3 months.
6 months. There's somewhere in that 3 to 6 is probably valid.
And, you know, the fact that it took them, 3 years to play Michigan?
Yeah, that one surprises me. I'll give you that one.
You're just like...
Especially if they're already in the Midwest. Like, why are they not?
Yeah, I mean, it's literally a 4-hour bus ride from downtown Chicago to Grand Rapids.
That's what I mean. Like, it's not even like some of those you could logistically understand. But, like, that one's one of those. You're like, really? How did that not happen?
And you're trying to tell me that, you know, suburban Atlanta is a better draw when you don't have somebody from the Rhodes family on your roster anymore?
Right.
You know, it's just one of those great examples of a company shooting themselves in the foot because they want to try to stay loyal.
Mm-hmm.
And every now and then, loyalty is good. But you need to expand your horizons.
Also, I do want to shout out, I don't know how much you caught of it, the pay-per-view with New Japan.
You know, I honestly forgot that Forbidden Door was this.
Honestly, if you need to look up highlights of Forbidden Door. If anyone wants, like, that is the one you need to look up.
I saw the highlights from Osprey Omega.
That is one of those you're like, what the hell?
And saw the Tiger Driver where I thought Kenny Omega killed himself.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think Forbidden Door, I am really hoping stays an annual thing because I think it is really cool, and I think it's usually last year they had the curse of everyone being sick, but like I think it's really good, and it also gives better obviously recognition to international stars that you don't tend to get on main events in America.
Well, the interesting thing is, right, like when I was standing in line to go to AEW here in town, the number of either New Japan or ROH or um, like other feds, right?
Mm-hmm.
The number of other feds shirts that I saw in that line, I saw maybe like 3% WWE shirts because of course they're going to be there.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I saw you know a ton of AEW shirts, some ROH shirts, and then quite a few New Japan shirts, which I hate to tell people, but Western Michigan is not exactly a wrestling hotbed the way that Detroit is.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to see more than just a Bullet Club shirt, I was like, okay, either things have changed or people traveled for this show.
Mm-hmm. Which really says people travel for the show.
Potentially, yeah. But yeah, it's their ineptitude isn't the right word. But their lack of exploration outside of the Jacksonville, Atlanta area, which I know is quite a big area, and then the Chicago area is just like...
And it totally has to do with, like, Khan's background. Like, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, that's the reason that they're at Wembley, right? Like, the family owns the stadium. It's a free hosting event.
I wonder if they, like, have to pay something on the back end of the books? Like, they're not really money transferring.
Potentially, yeah. Maybe it's
like there might be some sort of...
Yeah. But he's okay, let me take $1 out of this wallet and put it into this
put
wallet.
it into this wallet. Just because realistically, like, some of that stuff has, like, for certain reasons, you need, like, certain things in the books. So I'm like, I wonder if there's some back end, like, sure, he owns both accounts, but the accounts are changing.
That would be an interesting, like, kind of behind the scenes, right? In a situation like that where one of your other ventures owns the building. Yeah, how
like,
does
you could probably give a sweetheart deal, but yeah, I bet you there might be something on the back end. Especially if, like, anyone else owns it with them. Because, like, a lot of times you don't fully own it yourself.
It's just his dad, I think.
Okay. Does his dad fully own it, though, or is there any sort of...
his dad fully owns that shit.
Okay.
Or, I mean, there might be some government funding behind it, but
there's not, like, a, like, partnership where he owns it with someone else.
yeah.
That's more what I'm saying.
Yeah, that is his house, his team.
Whose house?
Khan's house, baby.
There we go. But yeah, let's jump into some news. To start it off, I just want to shout out, because this news story dropped today and was not originally in the deck. So, Superman Legacy, we officially have a cast for Superman and Lois Lane, being David Cornsweet, who I'm not so familiar with, and then Rachel Brunshannon, I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, who everyone would know as Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and obviously these two both work together back on House of Cards. I don't know a lot to say. I'll be curious to see. Also, I like how they just chose younger Henry Cavill to play Superman.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'll be curious. Obviously, like, she's a very good actress. I've not seen him in a ton, so we'll be curious to see. But I just thought it was worth shouting out since that news was very hot. To start us off, AJ, I was going to leave this to you since I figured you might know. But just general notes, I was doing a strike check-in to see kind of what's Hollywood at. For people who don't know, probably writer strike, still on strike. It sounds like the Actors Guild might go on strike, and I thought there's the Directors Guild. AJ, what do you know kind of what's going on in the strike world?
What do I know officially?
Hmm?
Well, because I know some stuff that's a little behind the scenes. Officially,
what do you know you could say?
What I can say is the official party line. The WGA is on strike. I hit the wrong button. And as such, the other unions are looking at their deals.
Right.
So
And correct me if I'm wrong, they cannot do a solidarity strike, but like they can independently strike for their own deal, and they just happen to be like, we're not negotiating until we're done, right? That's how that works. They can't like unless they are able to go on strike, they can't be like, I'm going to strike because the writers are on a strike. They can't do that.
Right. So in this case, the SAG-AFTRA deal is, I think, within 2 years of expiring.
Is it that soon?
Yeah, it's pretty soon. And so this is when they can start discussing that stuff.
Oh no, buddy! It expires on the 30th. It expires in 2 days.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was still.
It says the current labor contract with AMP TV, which I think is the production houses, expiring on June 30th.
Well, in that case, SAG-AFTRA is going on strike.
Yeah, this is not going to be like a midnight they work out this deal. Also, it's really weird because I keep getting Fran Drescher as the SAG-AFTRA, like head of SAG-AFTRA. So I keep seeing that in writing. It's super weird.
Yeah. And then the Directors Guild, their contract is also up pretty soon. So.
I will be curious what really breaks first in Hollywood because I don't know.
I have a feeling the writer's strike is going to start everything in motion.
I think the writer's strike. I also think the writer's strike might be the thing that gets solved first because I feel like writers have the least amount of personal leeway to be able to like hold out.
I mean, the writers are doing pretty well.
Sure, but at the same time, like there's only like there's a lot of writers who like write a show and now and that like there's a lot of that too of like their funds only last so long.
Until you play some creative accounting games.
Sure.
Which Hollywood is known for, which is why half of these people are going to go on strike anyway. But yeah, from that sense, right, like, should all of it go on strike? Now, the, what's the name of it? I forgot the full initialization of it, but basically the stagehands union, they got their deal done last year or early this year. So obviously they've got a few years to go, but yeah, I would not be surprised if we have at one time the Writers Guild, the Directors Guild, and SAG-AFTRA on strike. In which case, the city of Los Angeles would basically...
Their economy is done at that point.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty.
Nah. But yeah, next story we got, speaking of Hollywood studios that fuck up, Warner Brothers. I wanted to shout out this wild story that apparently Warner is in talks to sell basically half of their back catalog. Which God, Warner, why, how cash-strapped can you physically be?
I mean, everyone's cash-strapped, right? Like, that's what people aren't talking about, is Disney would be in this position, too, if they didn't just literally own everything.
Right. But I guess I'm just intrigued by the sense of, who's the buyer besides Disney when you look at a back catalog like that?
It will be, for instance, the Ontario Pensioners Fund. Right? It's going to be something like that. It's going to be
some sort of investment fund, basically, is what you're thinking. Because like it's stuff that realistically doesn't take a ton to maintain. You hand it off to a lawyer and just be like, go sell this to Netflix or whoever has like a block.
Well, the Ontario pensioners wouldn't do they wouldn't flip something like that. They are.
And I don't mean
very
flip it.
stingy,
I meant more like
yeah.
sell it as like the usual, like they have rights of this for 5 years, whatever type of deal.
Yeah.
Like I don't mean flip isn't like they would turn on and sell the asset. I mean like they would do something with it, like that.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be looking at a situation where, you know, if they sold to a VC or something like that, right, an investment firm, you're probably shutting everything down, which is the sad reality of that situation. Whereas having a studio come in, and there's no way that Disney could do it.
Right. From a probably
that
from
would
a DOJ perspective.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll let it. Maybe they let them buy like some things. There's no way they'll be able to buy like most of Warner. I can see World would like they're allowed to buy 10 million assets, but not the 500 million that's rumored to be.
I mean, if Disney wanted to acquire Warner, I guarantee you the DOJ would force
And to
Disney
clarify,
to get
this
out of
deal,
everything.
the rumor is not that Warner wants to sell. It's they want to sell like back catalog assets.
Yeah, but still, I mean, that's licensing, potential licensing for a lot of stuff. So.
So we will see what happens there, and then final film and TV story, because once in a while we have to roast Kotaku. Kotaku has a story, and it's in film because will make sense second, about fans thinking that Spider-Gwen is trans in Spider-Verse. I had a headache the first time I read the story, for the record. I just wanted to shout out how
I saw this headline, I think a few days after I saw the movie, and I was just like, the hoops that you have to jump through.
Basically, it's because she has a trans flag at one point.
It's literally like a protect trans kids sign in her bedroom.
Right.
And
then people using her story as an allegory to like it's like
some Chad writer went, oh well, because she has this, it means she's trans. It's like,
yeah,
no. And no.
The amount of hoops.
Give it a couple of years, she is going to be railing Miles Morales. Okay.
They were pretty close to this movie already, I'm pretty sure.
So going back to Spider-Verse, I cannot wait for that scene. That scene is going to be awesome, right? Where they finally, because that's the payoff of how many Spider-Man movies, right? Not just these animated ones, but we're going back to, every Spider-Man before. He's never been able to get and keep MJ or Gwen, right? And now that they've sowed the seeds that there's potential that they could do something, it's going to be, hopefully, a great payoff. And, yeah.
So,
yeah, I saw that and I was just like, okay. This is so stupid.
Next thing, I just want to shout them out. We're not going through all of them because there was too many. There was a bunch of press conferences last month. If you're curious, go check them out. I put the highlights at the tail end when stuff comes out, but go check them out. There's a bunch of really cool stuff announced. And I'm assuming AJ is going to be balls deep in Metal Gear when it happens. But
well, no, it's the same day as, what is it? City Skyline 2.
So nobody over here.
I will be balls deep in smashing my head against my desk as I try to build a perfect city. Then I will relax with probably the most tense game in the world, Metal Gear Solid 3.
That's true. That's one. Yeah. And then I wanted to shout out, because they are friends of ours. We wanted to shout out the Blazeball guys.
And gals and NBs.
And gals. Yes. They have announced that Blazeball will be ending, and obviously, I think it's a really cool experiment. I understand logistically where it became financially hard to keep it going, but I do want to shout out that I think, especially during the pandemic, I think it was one of the more unique games and game experiences that we kind of saw, especially people being creative at the time. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was the perfect example of how can we keep ourselves busy, implement some game theory into this,
Mm-hmm.
and very little outside influence.
Mm-hmm.
And they nailed it.
Exactly. So I think it was a really cool thing. I hope at some point it comes back at some capacity, but obviously,
I mean, you know how it's going to come back, right? Like,
mm-hmm.
somebody's going to write a chat GPT version of Baseball. That's just what it's going to be, like, unfortunately, right? Like, that game should be, I don't know. It's tough, right? It should be a sacred thing, Baseball. Like, you know, they should lock, in the way that, you know, forums would lock posts when they got too old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, we can't go back and edit the forum on Bodybuilder World where the, like, 5 or 6 guys go back and forth about how many days there are in a week. Right? We can't go back and edit that. Mm-hmm. That is a time capsule of the early internet. Baseball would be the perfect time capsule of pandemic era internet.
Yeah, and it's funny because it wasn't even because of the like it kind of was around before. It's kind of like
the pandemic. Yeah, it was right before, which was kind of
happened
funny
timing,
but
perfectly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to shout it out. The story we got here going on now is Meta announced a subscription service kind of akin to what HTC Vive does. It's called the Meta Quest Plus. For $7.99 a month or for $60 a year. You get 2 VR games a month. So I just want to shout it out. Obviously, VR is kind of in this really weird state on the commercial side, so I'll be curious if this helps. But I think it's a decent deal, assuming the games are there that are good. But I don't know if you have any thoughts, kind of looking at that.
When I saw that, the thing that I was most worried about was Viveport never worked. Right? Which is the subscription service that they're trying to base this stuff on. Viveport never worked because it was too much for something that already cost too much. Right, so it was, I think it was like $9 a month or something like that. But that's on top of a $600, $700 headset.
Mm-hmm.
People in this day and age expect some value, right? Like, they don't give a shit what value it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, people will play free games on their iPhone all day long. But they feel like they need to make their investment in their iPhone worthwhile. So how do they do that? They download free games, and they exchange theirs that they watch ads every 10 minutes or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you're buying at the time, $700 headset for a very specific purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they release a subscription service, you're hoping that you get something out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Viveport was not good about handling games. You got to choose like 1 or 2 out of a rotation of 5. So there was some choice, but it was not.
I got kicked. Give me a second.
Yeah, you're good. It was not something that You okay there?
I think so.
Um,
I keep hitting join game.
I think it's broken.
I think we'll try a different game. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I think it will be very interesting, kind of, if it works. Because also part of it now, like, the headsets are cheaper than they were then, too. I think will be a very curious thing that this plays better because of that. So.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Because, like, that was part of the problem, too, was at the time it was a $700 headset. Well, now you're talking about, like, a $300 headset or a $250 headset, right? You're not talking about the same.
that's too loud. Stop. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I mean, I guess, right? Like,
And I'm not saying that's not money, but, like, it's not the same amount of money.
yeah. Yeah, you would hope, right, that,
Oh, that's loud.
you would hope that even though it's a less expensive headset, it would be able to do this stuff. And by all accounts, it can, just not the resolution isn't there, right? And I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah, I agree. I hope you realize I think I have no clue.
Oh, I see how you do it. Okay.
Oh, I get what we're supposed to be doing now. Okay.
It's turn-based.
But it was a very unclear how it's turn-based.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's turn-based, but you have to, like, also know that... Yeah, that's weird. So, yeah. But, yeah, that is it. Speaking of XR news, by the way, we gotta talk about the $3,000 headset. Since we have last talked, Apple has officially announced the, what is that thing called?
The Apple Vision Pro.
Yes. The $3,500 headset. Watching that presentation, my money was this thing is $2,000 for the record. I want to point out, I did not think this thing was until did you watch the video by any chance of, like, the people actually there? Like,
I caught a glimpse of it on Twitter. It wasn't my, I was busy with work stuff, so.
it is, like for the record, I want to point out, I think the product looks cool. I think there was a utility to the product, especially on a, like, B2B standpoint. I think there's some utilities there. I don't think for that price there is, though.
Oh, 1,000%. This is a B2B thing, right? This isn't a, this headset is not for the faint of heart. Right. This is what HoloLens is now.
Mm-hmm.
Just full B2B. There's no doubt in your mind that that's what this headset is for. It's just that Apple announced it at a consumer-focused.
Because Apple doesn't have a B2B focused show.
Right.
That's the problem logistically on that one. Because I don't know a better spot for them to announce this. Like, so. But yeah,
in a press release, honestly. Like,
valid, but I think there was utilities to showing it off. But it also is suspicious that no one got to see it in person.
A few people got hands-on.
I thought we didn't see anyone wearing it.
I don't know if there's any videos of people actually wearing it, but like Norm Chan from Tested got hands-on with it. Or at least the demo that they were showing.
Mm-hmm.
So
we will see. That's the big thing there. I want to shout out because it ends tomorrow when I'm recording this. It is FTC versus Xbox, currently in federal court. And Jesus Christ, FTC, do you know what a video game is?
No, that's been wholly proven before.
But, like, I thought they'd be better. I didn't realize they physically still don't know what a video game is, gonna be honest with you. And if you don't believe me, you need to find the highlights. The Verge have been covering this really well. There's been a bunch of leaks going on because of this, because also people at Sony and Microsoft don't know how, apparently, the lawyers don't know how to actually hide information well and to redact documents correctly.
Yeah, I saw that. That was.
So we know how much the good Last of Us 2 costs, we know how much Horizon costs, we know how many people worked on it now. We know the 100 studios Microsoft wanted to buy.
Yeah, that was my favorite part, was the Microsoft might want to buy Sega or might want to buy Bungie, and I'm like,
And then they
Bungie thinks
uploaded the document. No, this is real Microsoft documents. What?
I mean, I know it is, but
It wasn't mean. It doesn't mean the deal would have gone through.
Yeah.
It means they wanted to internally buy them. That's what it means.
yeah, it was just one of those. Okay, you know, this feels like a Trump.
Wanting to buy the Netherlands or Greenland.
No, just his recent trials, right? Like, and just kind of how much of a boondoggle they have been lately. And yeah, it's just been one of those.
One of those, we'll see. My money is this deal is going through in America just because how bad the FTC is on this. And it seems like the judge was not dealing with FTC shit. But we will see realistically very soon. But yeah, speaking of this, we got a bunch of Microsoft stuff. The big thing I wanted to focus here on is apparently Microsoft's just incompetent in Xbox, which I think we kind of knew. But the big thing is Halo Infinite has now scrapped its story-based seasonal cutscenes, and apparently there's this big expose on IGN about how Perfect Dark is not going well because Microsoft, as we know, just doesn't know how to manage teams, apparently. And remember, because it's being made over the initiative by their infamously quadruple A studio. And
yeah, that quote is not looking great.
Yeah. So I will be very curious what this all looks at, but I don't know about you. Any thoughts about all of the kind of big stuff we saw? Of like, to me, it looks like as what we all thought is Microsoft just apparently can't internally manage stuff.
Yeah, it just. I mean, this is something that we've always known, right? Like, the bigger the company, the worse they are at managing.
But Microsoft, to me, for a while felt like the exception to that rule, but then apparently that is no longer true.
Well, I think it's been the exception to the rule because Office has bailed them out of everything.
Did we switch goals back? Is that what just happened?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a weird game. We will see, but yeah, that's the big stuff there. Next thing we got here, this is the final 3 stories. First one is, apparently Valve is ditching battle passes. And what's interesting to me is that quote of how Valve is saying most people just don't buy one, so it's economically not worth it. But to me, it's interesting because, to me, the whole point of the free-to-play models were, like, this idea of, like, yeah, most people don't buy things, so it's like, what's the best way to hook people? So I'll be curious in this era where loot boxes are heavily, like, watched, what their new monetization strategy is going to honestly be if battle passes start going away. I don't know if you have any thoughts, kind of what you think that future could look like?
Oh, that future's simple, right? Like, it is the, yes, games aren't free anymore, but now Dota costs $10.
Mm-hmm. And just every so often, it's like every new season or whatever. It's kind of subscription, but just way lighter.
Mm-hmm.
The issue, though, is, like, to me, the whole point of these models, I guess Battle Passes were less true of it. Like, the idea was this hooking the whales idea, but, like, Battle Pass, I guess, inherently, the whale part didn't matter of it because of, like, you could only spend the $10 or whatever. You couldn't spend, like, infinite on a Battle Pass.
Well, the Valve ones you could.
Could you really?
Yeah, the Dota ones you could buy at levels.
I guess by level, but there's still a level cap. Like, there was still a cap on the amount of money you could spend. It wasn't, like, a true, like... It wasn't like loot boxes where I could just endlessly spend money. There was still a limit of how much I could spend. That's just a really high limit.
Yeah.
But yeah, next thing we got here, I wanted to shout out is EA is now, it is still one giant company, but EA is splitting into two sub-companies, and we'll get to the other big company in a second. Of EA Entertainment and EA Sports. Obviously, all the sports brands are going to EA Sports, and the EA Entertainment is the rest of Electronic Arts. I am kind of curious, from your point of view, like, to me, looking at this, like, it makes some sense, but to me, it's a little confusing because they were using stuff like Frostbite and cross-tool stuff in the orgs. So to me, separating these orgs, honestly, I don't know if I think it's a good thing for them or not. Because of that? I don't know if you kind of
it's
looked
totally
at
a good thing for them.
Do you think so?
Yeah. It frees up a lot of their talent to work on other stuff.
But does it free up talent, though? To me, the same talent is just you're just changing who they work for.
I think this is like, so I think the reorg here is more of a, hey, we now have two divisions, and those divisions are more defined now, whereas it used to be just, you worked for EA.
Right.
So now they can hire more specialists.
I was gonna say that I could see, because before, if you kind of worked for EA and like you're in one of the support teams, you would have that weird like, do I want to work on sports? Do I not? Like type stuff. Where now you could kind of a little bit better be like, I am hiring for this support team that just might work on sports, and you're like, great, that's what I do. That's my thing.
So yeah, I mean that's what I think it's going to end up being.
Nice, and we will, I think, see very soon. Obviously, with EA releasing a ton of stuff every year. And then final story, speaking of the other giant insanity we need to talk about, is good old Embracer announced a giant restructuring, and I was assuming to be some giant layoffs happening. If you don't know, Embracer, which obviously was THQ at one, it was a bunch of
THQ
stuff.
Nordic, yeah.
Yeah, which is now a sub of Embracer. It is the giant entity that's been buying up everything in the industry. To me, what I'm assuming this logistically means, because it's something like 7 or 8 publishers, I'm assuming that's just going to be like drop down to like a AAA publisher and an indie publisher, and then kind of that's you get that overhead cuts from. And I'm assuming that realistically, you're going to, like, some studios are going to be closing. Because they have so many.
1,000%.
Like, it's those small studios, I think it might be going away. But also, I'm assuming that Embracer will be no longer buying up the rest of the industry.
That's a pretty safe bet.
So here's a question for you. Is there any team that you know of under Embracer that you think should be the most stressed? Now, because to me, I think the obvious one is Volition. I think Volition is going to be the one that I think, of their known teams, that especially after Saints Row not doing super hot, I am assuming is on the block.
I think Volition has a chance to survive. What was the team that did Homefront?
Dambusters?
Yeah. They are the ones on hot seat.
I could see that.
Because they haven't produced anything in several years, and the stuff they did produce wasn't great. Now, granted, the Homefront stuff was before Embracer.
Mm-hmm. But I get what you're saying. I think Dambusters also worked on Dead Island. Don't forget. Wasn't Dambusters Dead Island too?
Maybe. That thing changed so many hands.
Well, I think the final was Dambusters, or they were one of the teams at one point.
Potentially.
So, we will see. And I will be curious kind of over the next 6 months what this all looks like, and we will keep an eye out on it. Okay, it is time. Now we actually have games on this list finally. Took all year. Games coming out soon. July 12th, we have Oxenfree 2. We have Armored Core 6 coming out on August 25th. We have August 29th with Goodbye, Volcano High. August the 31st, we have Baldur's Gate 3. Starfield comes out on September 6th. I think I might actually hit that date. Now I feel so confident. September 19th is both Lies of P and Mortal Kombat 1. Payday 3 is September 21. AJ, I assume we're ready for that game.
My body is ready.
Assassin's
My
Creed
bank
Mirage.
account is not ready.
Assassin's Creed Mirage, October 1. October 20th is Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. AJ's Worst Nightmare of City Skylines 2 and Metal Gear come out on October 24th. And then Avatar Frontiers of Pandora comes out on December 7th.
Just before my birthday.
We have a pretty good holiday season ahead of us, I would say. Wouldn't you think so?
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, you're looking at probably 4 or 5 what one would consider true AAA games.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, we've still got the Call of Duty.
Right, Call of Duty's throwing here some. We don't have it. It's not official.
Whatever they're calling it.
It's something's coming out this year. We don't know what, but something is definitely coming.
Yeah, it's unclear whether or really what that is going to end up being.
But I 100% I agree with what you're saying. That's coming. Spider-Man, I think, is going to be a big one. Avatar, I think, is going to be a pretty big hit. Payday 3 obviously works out for. Starfield is obviously going to be the game that, like, I is going to be, like, the oxygen of the fall.
Yeah.
So, we will see. And then lastly, this is, I don't think, a tough month for Movie Club, but I gotta at least say, it's a good month. This is probably the best Movie Club month we've had all year. Here are our options. I think the big 3 for Movie Club are Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Part 1, Oppenheimer, and Barbie.
So I'm for sure seeing 2 of those 3 movies.
I don't even know which one you're not seeing, and that's what scares me.
And I'm seeing them in IMAX, so.
Which one are you not seeing? Are you not seeing Barbie, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
As of right now, I'm not seeing it, so.
So I think the answer is obviously Oppenheimer, but I at least have to, like, I think on paper, all of these, if they're in their own month, I think would be an option.
Yeah.
But I think the obvious answer is Oppenheimer, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that will be, it comes out the 20th, 21st, whatever it is, tail end of the month. So everyone go check out. And also, just go check out any of these in theater, I think will be a good time. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, that will do it. Oh, I was hoping you blocked yourself. For us, AJ, what are you doing with the rest? Any big stuff coming up?
Not really.
It's a calm summer.
As of right now.
Actually, did I ask how's breathing?
Fine.
Since you had the worst air in the world at one point.
311 was the high score.
When you say the words high score, I'm just saying.
It wasn't as high as New York was, 3 or 4 weeks ago, but.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. At one point, places were worse than current, but like, we both had some pretty bad air.
And I don't know about how it was in Chicago. Ours was overnight.
Oh no, ours was during the day.
Well, I mean, like, I went to bed, didn't notice anything. Skies were clear. I woke up to the smell of smoke and haze. And I was just like, I didn't
one of
really
my
think
friends-
anything of it.
One of my friends, just his neighborhood was just bright orange. Like,
Yeah, we were talking today when I was leaving work. The AQI was down to 190,
down to Jesus.
and the one guy goes, "It doesn't look too bad out there." I'm like, "Well, it's 100 points lower from yesterday.
Yeah, so relatively speaking, it was great.
Like, yesterday we couldn't see to the end of the block." But
So yeah,
Yeah.
and that will do it for us. Please, everyone, just don't live where the air is bad. I don't tell you. We used to just be able to make fun of California. I guess we can't do that for right now.
I mean, we still can. We just have to make fun of them in different ways.
Yeah, but they have plenty of ways. But I'm just saying for the air, we can't.
Yeah.
For everything else, we can. I'm just saying. Me and you can afford where we live.
Well, yeah. I was saying you live in the suburbs. I live not far out of downtown, but far.
But you live in a relatively cheap city.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that will do it. And we will see all you next time. The SWW Show and all of its affiliate podcasts are podcast by me, Mike Maroney, and AJ Losi, sometimes by our contributors, including Corey King. You can follow the SWW Show on social media at the SWW Show, or sooner or later you go to patreon.com/SWW to help us out. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.